Lisa Simpson went on The Simpsons, went from being a full-fledged character to being a voice box come soapbox for the writers to rant their left-wing politics at you, except, for the detail of how they made Lisa Buddhist for a long time, and now they just shut that up because they're so in the pocket of the militant left that you won't be seeing Lisa do anything that revolves around saying free debate. So, yeah, whatever is the progressive thing to say one decade is now going to make them get burned at the stake as a woke heretic the other decade. Or how you've got South Park being so fucking woke and so seething that they got put in their place verbally by Kristi Noem, and that Charlie Kirk flipped the script and embraced the parody because he knows that fallow theater kids like Matt and Trey, the way to really get under their skin and anger them when you are getting ridiculed by them is to not play their anger. Instead, act like you like it. Follow the textbook method of how to undercut their anger, like how Snooki proved back when they made fun of Jersey Shore, and her response was, "Oh, that was great. That was hilarious. Good work, South Park." And then notice they never mentioned Snooki again, because when you don't play into the anger they want, they have nothing else to do except cope and seethe or double down. So there you go. And how, remember, it wasn't too long ago when they did the Death Camp of Tolerance episode on South Park? Yeah, the same show that did a Death Camp of Tolerance where kids making gay jokes at Mr. Garrison lands them in the title Death Camp of Tolerance, and every scene there is done in black and white in a way to invoke Schindler's List. Although now, considering how fucking woke they are and how much that they are responsible for doing their own SJW retcons of their continuity with things like, making Mr. Garrison Trump, or even, of course, the man-bear-pig is real after so many years of man-bear-pig being their absurdist metaphor for how climate change is fake. Well, I guess now you'll probably never see them mention the Death Camp of Tolerance again, considering the whole thing was built to parody Schindler's List, and they're such fucking openly mask-off liberals, leftist assholes of Hollywood elites right now, that they will never, ever invoke the Holocaust again unless to try to go and say that it was fake. Since I bet you anything, they will be saying Free Palestine in an episode any day now. And yeah, but with Free Palestine, that also means, oh, well, yeah, kill the Jews, but at the same time, the biggest mass murder of the Jews in history never actually happened. The cognitive dissonance of the left personified. Kill the Jews where you see them, but at the same time, yeah, 6 million Jews didn't really get killed. I remember once when I was in high school, I was looking through things on Amazon, looking at items, and I seriously saw a listing for a book titled, "Did 6 million people really die?" I bet right now that is the bathroom reading of Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Either that or he doesn't read and he'll just have his tablet with cuties on while he's jerking it. That's nasty. Well, it's nasty because it's true. When it comes to how the very far left South Park of the last ever since, the far left South Park ever since Obama's election, we'll look at the Panderverse special where they meant to mock and take the piss out of and ridicule the anti-woke internet's idea of Kathleen Kennedy. But instead, with the other way you can do, like what happens with how, say, a show like Family Ties meant to have Michael J. Fox's character be a middle finger to the rise of young Republicans in the 80s in America. They made him to be a joke where you're supposed to laugh at Alex P. Keaton and laugh with his middle-aged hippie parents who still act like it's 1967 and they're in Haight-Ashbury. But TV viewing audiences, it backfired, and instead they were laughing with Alex B. Keaton at the hippie clueless parents. With South Park, they were laughing along with the Kathleen Kennedy joke, taking it at face value, and just the image alone of Cartman as Kathleen Kennedy, let alone the moments of her screaming, "Put a chick in it, make her gay," have now all become memes that the anti-woke right on the internet have now been using as another clip, another little cudgel that they can beat you over the head with, another little soundbite or a clip that a Gary Beekler or a Geeks and Gamers will beat into the ground over and over, like one of those little soundboard effects that Jim Cramer uses on his Mad Money show, if you ever watched that CNBC.